looking for in a man now to wear this cologne?
I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 celebs who shut down sexist interview questions.
I just wondering, do you do that to the guys?
Yes.
It's a thing that's just...
Feel free to embrace your feminine side, Mark.
I do every single day.
And
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah, absolutely.
For this list, we're looking at instances where stars did not let sexist lines of questioning fly. Which of these responses do you think was the most epic? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Megan Fox.
Megan's the real deal. This is actually a project and a property that is very, very close to your heart. Give the audience a little sense of why this one's so important to you.
I was a child of the 90s.
In the 2014 film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Megan Fox played the iconic character April O'Neil. By taking on such a well-known part, she was inevitably opening herself up to some level of critique.
I didn't want her to have to be rescued by her boyfriend or a guy like that. She only ever gets rescued by the turtles, and that was important to me.
During this interview about the project, Fox was asked about whether now was the time for more women to be taking on leading roles in superhero films. She acknowledged that the question was inane because how could anyone answer anything but yes?
Do you think that I would answer anything but yes to that question? Do you think I would be like, no, it's not time for women to be in movies? Let's take it back 50 years.
This would have been a good opportunity to ask some more thoughtful questions that would have garnered more nuanced and compelling responses. Number 19, Amy Schumer. While promoting her film Trainwreck, Amy Schumer did an interview where reporter Matt Tilley asked her if Americans use the word, quote, skanky when discussing her character in the film.
Do you have the word skanky in America?
We do have that word.
That word is an offensive one no matter which side of the pond you hail from. And Schumer did not take the line of questioning lying down.
No, come on. That's the character of the movie. I'm not trying to offend you. It's how
Whatever
it rolls.
you're trying to do, you are. That's a rude question.
She managed to hurl insults at both his mother and wife and made it clear that what he was suggesting was inappropriate.
Not leaving till we get the car crash moment. I mean, that's what we would love.
Well, then you're going to have to get it from your wife when you go home.
Luckily, in the years since promoting this film, the entire media industry has learned a lesson or two about misogyny. Number 18, Charlize Theron.
There's something feminist about this film. Would you agree with that? Charlize Theron is a sort of feminist film?
You know what I think is even more powerful about it is that I think George didn't have a feminist agenda up his sleeve.
At the Cannes Film Festival during a panel interview about Mad Max Fury Road, Charlize Theron was asked where she drew feelings of rage from in order to portray the character of Furiosa. She had a snarky response at the ready, schooling the interviewer on the fact that women experience strong feelings of anger just like men do.
You know, you've got this rage within you. Where did it come from?
Surprise, women have that. I'm not the only one.
Considering how much sexist dialogue was already surrounding the expansion of the Mad Max franchise, we commend Theron for staying as strong in real life as she was in the movie.
George has this innate understanding that women are just as complex and interesting as men, and he was really interested in discovering all of that.
Number 17, Blake Lively.
And I saw that this job isn't just great because you get to borrow fun clothes, but it's great because you get to stand for people who need to be stood for.
While on the red carpet for Variety's Power of Women New York luncheon, where she was promoting the Child Rescue Coalition, Blake Lively was asked a question that had nothing to do with the cause she was there to bring attention to. An interviewer from the Today Show's online branch asked Lively what her, quote, power outfit was, and she snapped back about how clothing should not be what they're focusing on.
The moment that we become more aware and that we change and that we build them up. So you can ask me another question, but...
She demanded whether the reporter would have asked a man the same question, and we've got to assume they would not have.
I feel very grateful, on the other hand, that we are all becoming so much more conscious and we're becoming so much more involved and we're becoming active, and I feel like there's an awakening that's happened.
Number 16, Lady Gaga.
Also in your videos, at least the poker face directed by Ray Kay has a strong sexual undertone. How important in your artistry is sexuality?
It's as important to me as it is to you. Isn't sex important to everyone?
all the way back in 2009 when Lady Gaga wasn't yet the megastar she is now. She was asked a question about whether she's scared that the provocative nature of her songs would overshadow her musical talent.
Having sexual references, can it undermine the music? Because the sexual references, a lot of people focus on that. And they don't.
I'm not scared. Are you scared?
No.
She responded confidently that men who write songs about sex are called rock stars, while she gets asked questions about whether it will negatively affect her image.
But when I do it in my music and in my videos, because I'm a female, because I make pop music, you are judgmental, and you say that it is distracting.
She finished by asserting that she's just a rock star, and there's no way anyone could deny that, especially now after more than a decade at the top of the music industry.
I'm just a rock star.
Number 15, Simone Biles. While most of the other celebrities on our list are actors or musicians, this Olympic athlete is also not immune to receiving sexist questions.
You let out the signature Simone smile after you did your trick, which was great, but that was very authentic. There was an authenticity.
Simone Biles appeared on a season of Dancing with the Stars, and after one of her performances, host Tom Bergeron questioned why she wasn't smiling when receiving compliments about her performance.
I was waiting for you to smile at some of the compliments. You didn't.
Smiling doesn't win you gold medals.
Come on, Tom. Haven't we all learned by now not to ask women to smile? Luckily, Biles had the perfect response ready, saying that smiles don't win you gold medals. Ain't that the truth?
The last time I showed emotion, it was at the Olympics and I got a bronze instead of gold.
Number 14, Mark Ruffalo.
You know, sometimes exactly what I want to hear isn't exactly what I want to hear.
Scarlett Johansson is used to receiving sexist questions while promoting Marvel movies. More on that later. But in this Cosmopolitan UK video, the interviewer decided to flip the script and let Johansson take the serious questions, while Mark Ruffalo was offered the queries typically asked of female stars.
Feel free to embrace your feminine side, Mark.
I do every single day.
And you've got the premiere tonight. So, Mark, what are you wearing on the red carpet this evening?
A suit.
He played up just how ridiculous these standard questions are when asked about his red carpet wardrobe, the most flattering poses for photography, and his diet and exercise regimen.
So did you feel much pressure to slim down, get in shape, go on a diet, Mark?
Not really.
You made a bunch of peanut butter, did some push-ups,
Yeah, I
right?
did some push-ups. I have a prison routine.
From here on out, let's just ask everyone the same questions no matter their gender, okay? Number 13, Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, no uterus, no opinion.
It seems like there have been Jennifer Aniston pregnancy rumors on the cover of tabloids in line at the grocery store for pretty much decades now.
Another wonderful photograph, which I've had to sort of live with for the last, 10, 15 years, of picture of me with a bump and a circle around my stomach.
Aniston has understandably tired of the persistent questions she receives about her desire to be a mother and explained in an interview with Allure, saying, quote, "I don't like the pressure that people put on me, on women, that you failed yourself as a female because you haven't procreated. I don't think it's fair." She went on to say that being maternal doesn't simply need to be about having biological children, and that she is mothering to her friends, dogs, and friends' children.
I surround myself with my amazing work, my amazing partner, my beautiful dogs, and I tune that noise out. You know, I mean, I think it's very sweet that people want everything for me. I'm so content and so happy where I am.
Number 12, Taylor Swift.
We do exist in this society where women in entertainment are discarded in an elephant graveyard by the time they're 35.
While being interviewed by Germany's DPA, Taylor Swift was asked whether her 30th birthday would prompt her to settle down with a man. She refused to answer, saying, quote, "I really doubt men get asked the same question when they turn 30. Swift seems like something of a magnet for sexism. And while on the Grammys' red carpet, Nancy O'Dell of Entertainment Tonight commented on Taylor's physique, saying she'd be, quote, "going home with lots of men," to which Taylor replied that she'd simply be hanging out with her friends and going home to her cats.
You're going to walk home with more than maybe just a trophy tonight. I think lots of men.
I'm not going to walk home with any men tonight. I'm going to go hang out with my friends, and then I go home to the cats.
No men allowed.
Men get me in trouble. I don't.
Meow. Number 11, Rihanna. During a red carpet interview at the launch of her Rogue Man fragrance in 2014, Rihanna was asked by a reporter what she's looking for in a man to wear her new product. The multi-talented star took issue with the very question itself, responding confidently that she's not looking for a man, period.
What are you looking for in a man now to wear this cologne? I'm not looking for a man. Let's start there.
The question was phrased bizarrely, making it unclear whether the journalist was asking Riri about her love life or her business venture. Either way, the starlet was having none of it when she gave this sassy response.
Because I feel like I have so much more to do, I feel like, icon, that's such a big title. It's such a big thing to say or to even be said about myself. So now the pressure's on. I have to live up to that.
Number 10, Serena Williams.
Do you think you could ever beat a guy just once? Only guy sports are worth watching.
She has the most number of singles, doubles, and mixed doubles Grand Slam titles among active players combined, and was ranked world number 1 8 times between 2002 and 2017.
It's Serena Williams again.
So it's no exaggeration to call Serena Williams skillful, talented, and graceful when she's on the court. But as the only tennis player, male or female, to win 2 of 4 Grand Slams 7 times each, as well as the only one, male or female, to earn 10 Grand Slam singles in 2 different decades, it's also clearly no exaggeration to call her one of the greatest athletes of all time, period. So, when a reporter asked her what it's like to be, quote, one of the greatest female athletes of all time, she quickly and admirably told the journalist what's what.
I would really like to thank Sports Illustrated for recognizing me, not just as sportswoman or sports of the year, but just sports person of the year.
Number 9, Tom Hardy.
You done this before?
Many times.
When details about the Mad Max reboot first came to light, a lot of conversation stemmed from the seemingly female-centric take on a formerly ultra-macho franchise. This naturally generated a backlash online from people wanting to boycott the film because of its alleged feminist undertones.
But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
During a press conference in Cannes that focused on Fury Road, the film's male lead, Tom Hardy, was asked how he felt about all the women in the movie. His response was simple but incredibly effective.
No. Not for 1 minute.
Number 8, Keira Knightley.
I think that sometimes it is the people who no one imagines anything of who do the things that no one can imagine.
After being honored with a Hollywood Film Award for her portrayal of Joan Clark in 2014's The Imitation Game, Keira Knightley was answering the perfunctory backstage questions. One reporter asked a question that has been posed to successful women for decades: how she manages to balance her career and her personal life. A question rarely, if ever, asked of male actors or politicians.
Are you going to ask all the men that tonight?
Knightley was not going to let it slide, though, and followed up with a question of her own. Number 7, Emma Stone.
I'm Emily Jean Stone.
I'm Andrew Russell Garfield.
And we are here at our Teen Vogue cover shoot.
While the mid-2010s saw Teen Vogue shifting towards more cutting-edge political coverage, back in 2012 they hadn't exactly hit their stride in terms of their progressive slant. After starring together in The Amazing Spider-Man, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield were interviewed for the magazine. Emma was asked about her hair color at one point, and in response began to question why she frequently experienced these sort of superficial questions. When Andrew interjected, she said, quote, "You get asked interesting, poignant questions because you are a boy," and shut the whole thing down.
So, because you worked with, I forget his name, Andrew Garfield or something
right,
like? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, and how did y'all get along? Did you get along okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Number 6, Lauren Conrad.
Make it you. I think that your home should reflect who you are and your interests, and you should be surrounded by things that you like, and it should be very much your own aesthetic.
Lauren Conrad managed to turn a string of reality TV shows into a full-fledged career as a lifestyle guru. She's designed her own fashion line and published a series of novels. That's why her response to a question posed on a radio show was so delightfully perfect. A listener asked what her favorite position was, and after a moment of contemplation, she answered, CEO.
Favorite position? CEO.
It even took the radio hosts a minute to catch on to what she just said.
CEO. I like that, yes!
Number 5, Scarlett Johansson.
Now, were you able to wear
undergarments, if
You're
you will.
like the fifth person that's asked me
Well, no,
that
because
What is going on?
Ms. Johansson is no stranger to sexist interview questions, and they came in on a seemingly constant basis while she did press for her role in the Avengers movies. For instance, there was this press conference in which Robert Downey Jr. was asked about character development, and Johansson was asked about her fitness regime.
And to Scarlett, to get into the shape of Black Widow, did you have anything special to do in terms of the diet? Like you have to eat some specific food or that sort of thing?
Instead of responding, she questioned why her co-stars got the interesting questions while she was only asked about her figure.
Like, how come you get like the really interesting, like existential question and I get the like rabbit food question?
Similarly, she seems to be asked quite often about the undergarments she wears under her Black Widow costume. Does the Hulk have ripped up CGI tighty whities under his ripped up CGI pants? We may never know.
Is it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
You just asked me if I was wearing any.
Number 4, Rowan Blanchard.
I've been waiting for a day like this to come.
The Girl Meets World star had the perfect response when a red carpet reporter once asked her if she had any dieting tips for other teenage girls. Blanchard, who was only 13 at the time, told Elle that she questioned whether they'd ever ask about dieting tips for teenage boys.
I kind of feel strongly about everything, especially anything that relates to girlhood and being a girl.
She went on to assert that she does not diet, and that if she has one food-related tip for fans, it's that, quote, if you don't order fries, you'll probably be mad. Poignant and true.
Our image has always been kind of painted by men or for men. So when you see a girl take a selfie in public and she's literally in control of how she wants to look and how she wants to be portrayed, there's such power in that.
Number 3, Anne Hathaway. After having a much reported upon wardrobe malfunction at the premiere of her 2012 film Les Miserables, Anne Hathaway sat down with the Today Show's Matt Lauer. He jumped right into things by asking her what was the lesson learned.
I was very sad that we live in an age when someone takes a picture of another person in a vulnerable moment and rather than delete it and do the decent thing, sells it.
Rather than allowing herself to be blamed, she turned his question around and put the blame squarely on the photographer and the population who will pay for such an image.
And I'm sorry that we live in a culture that commodifies sexuality of unwilling participants, which brings us back to Les Mis, because that's what my character is. She is someone who is forced to sell sex to benefit her child because she has nothing and there's no social safety net. And
Unfortunately, this wasn't the only time Hathaway was faced with sexist questions. While doing press for The Dark Knight Rises, Anne Hathaway was asked about her feline fitness routine.
What is the feline fitness regime?
A lot. It's all the boring stuff that no one ever wants to do. It's just watch what you eat and get yourself to the gym.
After trying to deflect the line of questioning away from her Catwoman costume and her body, she finally had enough of his persistence and she turned the question right back on him.
Any particular workout?
Are you trying to lose weight?
Well,
what's the deal, man? You look great.
No.
No, seriously. We have to talk about this. What do you want? Are you trying to fit into a cat suit?
Number 2, Ariana Grande. The side-to-side singer was not going to take any gendered questions when she was participating in a radio interview in the mid-2010s. The hosts of the show, who all happened to be male, asked her if she had to give up one thing, her cell phone or her makeup, which it would be.
If you could use makeup or your phone one last time, which one would you pick? Makeup or your phone?
Is this what you think
time?
Girls have trouble choosing between?
Yeah, absolutely.
She responded right away by letting them know she thought the question was a sexist one.
Ladies learn. Yeah. Listen and learn, ladies.
Boys learn.
Oh.
As the interview went on, however, they continued to put an emphasis on things that girls do. And she eventually had to lay down the law for them.
Boys.
You need a little brushing up on equality over here. Come on.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Helen Mirren.
Do you think, you are, in quotes, a serious actress?
In quotes?
Yes.
What do you mean in quotes?
Today, feminism is no longer a dirty word, and many stars proudly claim it. In 1975, however, speaking up about issues of sexism was much more difficult, and not always as well received.
Do you find, in fact, that this, what could be best described as your equipment, in fact, hinders you, perhaps, in that pursuit.
I'd like you to explain what you mean by my equipment.
Helen Mirren appeared on Michael Parkinson's iconic chat show early in her career and found herself cornered into an uncomfortable conversation.
Except for I'm a serious actress, because serious actresses can't have big bosoms. Is that what you mean?
Well, I think that they might sort of detract from the performance, if you know what I mean.
Parkinson seemed to focus on her body rather than her abilities as an actress. And while the clip is uncomfortable to watch, seeing Mirren own him is totally worth it.
What a crummy performance if people are obsessed with the size of your bosom or anything else. I would hope that the performance and the play and the living relationship between all the people on stage and all the people in the audience overcome such boring questions.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.